The Maillard reaction is one of the most fascinating and fundamental processes in the world of cooking, chemistry, and sensory experience. It is the invisible hand that transforms ordinary ingredients into the rich, aromatic foods we love. And nowhere is its magic more evident than in the humble act of toasting bread. Each time you slide a slice of bread into the toaster and wait for it to brown, you are witnessing a symphony of molecular change. A complex dance between sugars and proteins that creates the golden brown color, crisp texture, and mouth-watering aroma of toast. At its core, the Maillard reaction is a chemical reaction between amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, and reducing sugars. This interaction only occurs under heat, typically at temperatures above 140 degrees Celsius, or about 284 degrees Fahrenheit. It is named after the French chemist Louis-Camille Maillard, who first described the phenomenon in 1912, and it has since become a cornerstone of food science. The reaction is not limited to bread. It is responsible for the browned crust on a perfectly seared steak, the deep flavors of roasted coffee beans, the golden edges of baked cookies, and the savory complexity of pan-fried dumplings. Yet, in the context of toasting bread, the Maillard reaction is perhaps at its most iconic and accessible. When you begin to toast bread, the process starts with the interplay of two key ingredients naturally present in the dough: amino acids from the proteins in flour, and reducing sugars such as maltose, which result from the breakdown of starch during fermentation and baking. As the bread heats up in the toaster, these molecules collide and react. The initial step is the formation of what is known as a Schiff base, a temporary, unstable compound created when the amino group of an amino acid reacts with the carbonyl group of a sugar. This reaction also releases a molecule of water, and although fleeting, it is the gateway to a cascade of further transformations. This Schiff base quickly rearranges into more stable structures called Amadori or Haynes products, depending on the specific type of sugar involved. These intermediates are crucial, as they set the stage for the development of a vast array of flavors and aromas. As the temperature rises, the Amadori and Haynes products begin to break down further, generating highly reactive molecules known as dicarbonyls. These, in turn, react with other amino acids and sugars, spawning a multitude of new compounds with every passing second. It is at this intermediate stage that the bread's flavor profile truly begins to blossom. Some of the compounds formed here include furanones, which lend sweet, caramel-like notes, pyrins, contributing to the nutty and bready aromas, and aldehydes and ketones, which provide buttery or fruity undertones. The heat not only accelerates these reactions, but also causes water to evaporate from the bread's surface, concentrating the reactants and making the reaction proceed even faster. This explains why a slightly moist slice of bread toasts more evenly and develops a richer flavor than one that is already dry or stale. As the toasting continues, the chemical story enters its final act, the formation of melanoidins. These are large, complex polymers that give toasted bread its characteristic brown color. Melanoidins are not just pigments. They also bind and carry a range of aromatic molecules, enhancing the sensory appeal of the toast. The browning is accompanied by the release of hundreds of volatile compounds, including pyrazines, which add nutty, roasted flavors, pyrroles, imparting bready, toasty notes, and thiophenies, contributing meaty or savory aromas. It is this aromatic bouquet that wafts from the toaster and signals breakfast is ready. The Maillard reaction is highly sensitive to several factors. Temperature is a primary driver. Too low, and the reaction stalls, resulting in pale, flavorless toast. Too high, and you risk burning the bread, creating acrid flavors and potentially harmful compounds like acrylamide. Moisture content also plays a role. Fresh bread, with its higher water content, takes longer to brown, but can develop a more nuanced flavor, while drier bread toasts more quickly but may lack depth. The pH of the bread, typically slightly acidic, further influences which flavor compounds are produced and how quickly the reaction progresses. The composition of the bread itself, whether white, whole wheat, sourdough, or enriched with milk, butter, or sugar, can dramatically alter the outcome. Whole wheat bread, with its higher protein and sugar content, tends to brown faster and develop nuttier flavors. Sweetbreads or those with added dairy brown rapidly and take on a richer, more caramelized taste. Even the method of toasting makes a difference. A toaster provides rapid, consistent heat for uniform browning, while an oven or broiler offers more control over time and temperature, and grilling can add smoky, charred notes for added complexity. All of these variables contribute to the unique sensory experience of eating toast. The Maillard reaction creates not just color and flavor, but also the crisp, satisfying texture that contrasts with the soft interior of the bread. The aromas produced by the reaction are deeply evocative, triggering pleasure centers in our brains and stimulating the appetite. From a nutritional perspective, the Maillard reaction can have subtle effects. It may slightly reduce the availability of certain amino acids, such as lysine, but these changes are generally minimal in the context of a balanced diet. The main concern is over-toasting, which can lead to the formation of acrylamide, a compound that has been linked to health risks in large amounts. The key is moderation. Aim for a golden brown color rather than a deep, charred surface. Understanding the Maillard reaction allows home cooks and professional bakers alike to better control the flavor and appearance of their creations. Want a deeper, more complex flavor on your toast? Try brushing the bread with a bit of butter or honey before toasting. The added sugars and fats will enhance browning and amplify the aroma. Experiment with different types of bread to discover how their unique compositions affect the end result. Or adjust the toasting time and temperature to find your perfect balance of color, texture, and flavor. Ultimately, the Maillard reaction is a testament to the wonders of chemistry in the kitchen. It is the reason why toast is so much more than just heated bread. It is a celebration of transformation, a daily ritual that engages all the senses. The next time you take a bite of golden, crispy toast, remember the intricate dance of molecules that made it possible and savor the delicious science at work.